everybody? Welcome back to HitPoint, a JRPG news show, an anime news show, a niche news show, a show where Baku and I talk about anything and everything that captures our interest and or ire. We'll be previewing trailers, talking about rumors, talking about some pretty cool stuff that happened in the 6 weeks since our last stream. What in the heck were we doing, Baku?
I was in Japan.
Oh my god.
I was in a whole different country. So there's that.
But they finally let me out of the box. Anyways, we'll be talking about all of those things, and we'll also be responding to super chats at the end of the episode as per usual. We stream live every single Sunday. I hope you guys realize that's a joke at this point. Every single Sunday, starting at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, except it's also like 7:30 right now because we needed a little bit of extra setup time. So yeah, it's good to see you all.
Yes.
And thank you for all not forgetting that we exist. It's very much appreciated. After 6 weeks away, it's so good to see you guys again.
We're still people who exist in this world.
Well, see, the thing is, Baku, yeah, I mean, I don't have object permanence. So when the stream ends, I kind of forget that you exist. I'm sorry.
You know, likewise, sometimes this happens. Like, oh, yeah, right. Derek is a real person. Dang.
Oh, man.
With real lives he lives.
See, every time I blink, I'm afraid the world disappeared, and then I open my eyes again, and then, oh my god, oh okay,
oh
it
boy,
happened again. But gosh, I want to catch up. I know there's actually been so much that I don't think we could possibly catch up entirely in this episode. But you were in Japan. How was that?
It was amazing. I debated not coming back. Like, just drop everything. Forget that I have a house. Drop the mortgage. Okay, drop my work. Just drop everything. I don't care anymore. Like, I'm just gonna live here now.
You know, I had a very, very similar thought process when I took a trip back to Seattle. For the first time in 5 years, since I moved away from Seattle. I went on a work trip out to Seattle and instantly fell back in love with the town I mean, I grew up in Manhattan, Kansas, but I lived most of my adult life and became my own person in Seattle. So like kind of returning to that place for the first time. Oh man, it made me realize I need to go back. I cannot live here forever. I will be going back to Seattle at some point. Just a matter of, money. It's going to happen. So
I feel like that's how they keep you, they keep you with low wage so you can't leave.
Well, yeah, I mean, thing is, like I am at least one step ahead of the game, and that the job that I have, they will allow me to work remotely if I do decide to. But I mean, good luck living in Seattle on a Manhattan wage, though, right? And on a Manhattan, Kansas wage, not Manhattan, New York. Two completely different, like order of magnitude of difference between those wages.
Yes.
But anyway, hey, let's talk about some of the craziness that has been going on in the world of RPGs. But before that, we do actually have a voicemail from October 30th. So let's go ahead and give that a little playback here.
From October.
Hi, this is Antoine, and I don't know if you guys have gone over this question before, but what game, would you want that you know about that's never been translated? Do you want to get translated? For me, I would say like Princess Crown. That was released on the Sega Saturn and PSP. Love the show. See you guys later.
Thank you, Antoine.
That's a really tough question for me, Antoine. Great question, but I'll let you go first, Baku, because I feel like you'll have a different perspective on this. Possibly
never translated. See, here's the problem. The problem with your question, Antoine, is that the games that were never translated that I played are typically pretty niche and pretty old. That
Mm.
also means that I don't know their working title, so I can't even talk about it. Like I'm like, oh, there's that one game that I played like a long time ago. What
And
is
you
it even called? um,
it's the one game with that one hero, and he saves the princess and the world from, and I think at the end you kill God, right?
yeah, sounds about right. Sounds
Mhm,
about
mhm.
yeah. uh, okay, so I have one that
Okay.
I had to type it up. So this is one RPG that I played a long time ago that I don't think they have ever translated or came up with like a new title since like the company probably shut down or something. But it's called Far East of Eden.
Oh, so that
Yes.
actually got, are you talking about the RPG in the franchise?
Yes, the franchise.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that got a fan localization actually.
Yes. I need them to give me some official translations.
Yeah.
Official
Mhm.
remake would be nice because
Yeah.
that game was really fun.
Yeah.
Um
And
yeah.
I think that I'm also having I'm struggling a little bit with this one also.
Mhm,
The game that it comes to mind after all of this time that I've been thinking about it is
mhm,
probably Gunpowder, Gunman's Proof. That's
mhm,
a Super Famicom game that's pretty rare, kind of a Zelda game, but it's also Wild Westy. Um, it's pretty cool, but I mean I even have a copy of it. It's pretty cool, but I think it's lost in, like, IP hell, like, nobody knows, where it is or who owns it, and it probably not gonna get a re-release. I'm sure it's probably also got a fan localization, because it doesn't have a ton of text. But here's the other
mhm.
thing is, like, because I am monolingual, I speak English and that is it. Um,
Mhm,
Basically, my brain just kind of filters out everything that isn't available to me because basically it's the only way I can maintain my sanity. So I just kind of narrow down and I only focus and commit to memory the things that I know eventually I might be able to play. So I haven't really got a huge list of games that I would like to add to that. Like I know that there's a bunch of games that have fan translations that would be really cool to see come out, like Just Breed, Mother 3, like
mhm,
to get official localizations. Oh, that would be so nice. But things that didn't get any sort of localization, that's really tricky. Because I feel like also people are working really, really hard on localizing everything. All of like the really, really good things. I'm sure that
mhm,
there's some, you know, crazy huge games that just cannot be localized in a very feasible way because they're just massive undertakings.
mhm.
But I feel like a lot of the low hanging fruit are already fan localized, right?
Yeah. There's also a series called Cosmic Fantasy. I think we talked about this.
That sounds vaguely familiar.
Cosmic Fantasy. I see that there's like a Switch collection, but I don't know if that's actually translated collection or just, you know. Yeah, it's called Cosmic Fantasy. It is like another
Oh,
old
okay, I got
series
one. I got one.
game. Yeah.
Dragon Quest 10.
DQ10.
Yeah.
They're working on that actually.
Yeah.
That they said that
But
they
are we
are.
getting it in
Yeah.
the West? I don't think we got that localization information
Mm,
yet.
hmm.
And in fact, I think at one point they had mentioned that they were specifically not announcing it for the West at this time.
That is true. They
So,
are not maybe. Okay. I remember talking about this some time ago. I just can't for the life of me remember whether or not it's actually coming to the West or not. I
yeah.
don't think they have explicitly said that it
Yeah.
would or wouldn't.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's something for me to look into again. I don't want it's gonna take me down a rabbit hole if I look
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we're a little out of practice, guys. So,
Yeah. But if you could ask me, if there are two games, and I don't know if there are truly like translations, but if I can get official translations, for East of Eden, Cosmic Fantasy, I would love to see those. That's just part of my the childhood, when I played like RPGs, like way
mhm.
back on the I called it a PC Engine. I keep forgetting what it's called in the West, but I played it on
TurboGrafx.
those. Yeah, TurboGrafx. Yeah, so
Yeah.
fun stuff.
Well, guys, thank you. Antoine, thank you for that voicemail. If you guys listening at home would like to leave a voicemail, you may do so at 785-337-3805. And got this close to just saying my cell phone number on the air. Yeah,
Dang, you are so out of practice.
337-3805. You can leave us a voicemail there, or if you're international and don't feel like paying international dialing fees, you could also just shoot us a voicemail file to HitPoint at superderekRPGs.com.
Yes, link in the description.
All right. Well, thanks again, and now it's time to talk about some delays.
Oh no.
Or at least, hey, it's the good news. It's just one delay. And also I don't think this is news to anybody at this point.
Just in case you didn't hear.
Yeah, just in case you guys didn't hear, we officially got word from Level 5 during Level 5 Vision 2023 showcase. They announced Deca Police will be delayed until 2024. Sorry, guys, they did not hit the 2023 deadline that they were aiming for.
Yes,
but at this point, if they just shadow dropped it, I think we'd all be a little concerned anyway. So, yeah, Level 5 President and CEO Akihiro Hino said,
to ensure thorough development in both quality and quantity of the content, we decided to take a little more time. As far as Level 5 games go, this title poses a vast open world of unprecedented size. We aim to build a dense and immersive world filled with opportunities to play. Various incidents will occur in many different locations, and many of them are full of surprises. This is the kind of gameplay we are aiming for with Deca Police.
End quote.
End quote.
It's almost like he was right here, like whispering in my ear. Akihiro Hino, man, he's a Bamf, you know that? He's
got quite the voice there.
He's a prolific video game designer and scenario writer, guy behind the Dark Cloud and Rogue Galaxy games. Man is prolific, I would say, and
a legend.
Yeah, an absolute mad lad with a voice to go with. So
yes.
So yeah, that's it for game delays, guys. So yeah, in case you didn't already suss it out, Deca Police is not coming out within the next 3 weeks.
Yikes. Yeah, sorry for the bad news, guys. But hey, at least it's not 2025. Which some things happened to this that I'll just add in there. Like I think they came up with the official post in Japanese that says like late 2024. That got mistranslated in the West to be post 2024, which is not what they wrote. So then they had to come back and be like, no, it's just late 2024. It's still going to be in 2024. Because some publications started putting 2025 and like post 2024, beyond 2024. But no, it's they come back. It's like, no, it's going to be like within 2024. So yeah, it's this whole thing that happened. Yeah, I mean, the publications, they all get corrected within like the next couple of hours, but still, that had gotten spread through, Twitterverse. People play, are you sure it's 2024, not 2025? I heard it's 2025 and not 2024. It's 2024.
Good.
That's their official stance.
You heard it here first, everybody.
You heard it
unless
here.
Unless you heard it somewhere else first.
You heard it here first, yes.
You might have heard it here first, folks.
You might have. We try to be your first source of news for sure.
I mean, a lot can happen in 6 weeks.
So let's talk a little bit about updates, because this is kind of fun. So East Origin. A name that I didn't think I was going to talk about when it comes to updates. Exceed, of all people, announced that East Origin on PC only will be getting updated with French, Italian, German, Spanish language support. So,
Really?
Yes.
I mean,
So what?
what? Why? I mean, it's great. Okay, let me say that first. That's great.
Yeah, I love that they're doing this. I'm just so surprised that they're doing it now,
I mean, Xseed,
years after the game was released
East Origin on
on PC. Yeah.
cool, but huh?
I appreciate
Okay.
the gesture. I do.
Mhm,
I don't
mhm.
speak any of the languages mentioned, the four languages, but you know what? I appreciate it. It's accessibility. It's fine.
Yeah,
I'm just a little surprised about the timing of it all. So, especially coming from Exceed on a Falcom project. So,
yeah. I kind of
Okay.
would have thought that they were. I, I just assumed that they have washed their hands of everything Falcom at this point because, like,
Yes.
they have bugs on the PlayStation 4 versions of Cold
Mhm.
Steel, like 1 and 2 that need to be addressed.
Ooh, boy. Okay. Yeah, about that. I have those versions.
Oh, they're only bugs on when you play on PlayStation 5. So,
Oh, well,
so
I intended to play them on PS5.
I
So
got
yikes.
workarounds for you, buddy. Don't worry.
Okay.
I
We'll
got
we'll
you.
figure it out when we get there. It's
Yeah.
gonna be a while until I get to Cold Steel.
Well, we'll see.
Yes.
You might get hooked.
Also, for anyone who may be wondering, yes, I do plan on finishing P5R within December. All right, stop asking. Are you sure you're gonna finish it within this year? Yes. Yes, I am
I don't
gonna finish
know.
P5R within 2023. Stop it.
I'm all right. Well, good luck
All
in
right.
that. Okay, so I need to
mhm.
change the heading thing. So that was the updates, but we have
Y-
some
yes.
upcoming. No, this is I don't have a proper heading for this.
Past releases, really, at this point.
Yeah.
So yeah, we can skip changing this for now. But I just want to take a second to talk about the notable games that have come out in the last 6 weeks that we were out.
Yeah.
And there is really two reasons. One is just so you know that we haven't exactly forgotten that they exist, and two, um maybe you have actually forgotten that they exist, and maybe you didn't know they came out.
Yeah.
You can go and get them,
A few
right?
games we can close the loop on a little bit here that we've been talking about
Absolutely.
leading up to it. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So we're not going to get into any details of any of the games. Just going to remind you that they exist and they came out in the last couple of weeks. And if you didn't know that they came out, you should go get them, right? So there's Inescapable, No Rules, No Escape. That's kind of like what's it, a Danganronpa kind of game.
Oh,
So if you're one
no
of those
rules, no
fans,
rescue is
oh, No Rules, No Rescue.
yeah.
Inescapable, No Rules, No Rescue. There you go. So it's a zero escape kind of game. There's
Mhm.
Cry Machina, which is a action RPG from Freedo. Little Goody Two Shoes. That's a prequel to. It's kind of kind of like what, a '90s anime
Oh
kind of
yeah.
horror. Yeah, that game came out
That was
while we
cool.
were out. Yeah. Refined Self, the personality test game, which is an indie game. It's only going for $7.99 on Steam right now, but I've heard amazing things from people who have played the game. It's got really deep storytelling. It also, depending on the way that you play the game, the game will tell you something about, well, you,
Oh
depending
God, I
on
remember
choices that
that.
you
Yeah.
make. Yeah, so it's pretty cool, and you can play different ways. Like, you know what? Maybe the first way I want to play it like this, but the second time play it like this, and it's going to tell you different things.
Mhm.
Super cool. Lots of replay value. Highly recommended.
Yeah.
Star Ocean, the second story R. I mean, if you were on the show, you probably knew that this came out. You couldn't escape it from the social media. That game looks amazing.
Dude, I am so glad with how well that's been received.
I know.
So here's the question. Here's a question I want to pose to everybody here, and in the comments too, if you feel like chiming in like after this video's done.
Yes.
So obviously I mean, maybe it may not be obvious to you guys, but I reviewed the game at one point, the PlayStation 1 version of the game, a couple years ago. And
Oh, wow.
and people are now they're coming to me in the comments of various other videos. They might not know that video exists, but they ask me if I'm going to review the second story
Mhm.
are. And like part of me is like, I would kind of like to take a look at it, but the other part of me is like, could I actually say anything about the game that I didn't already say in the full review? Like besides maybe just saying, "Oh yeah, graphics look cool." Looks
They
such a
said that they
pretty
fixed a
game.
bunch of things, so maybe that. Like, what's
I
the
mean,
differences that you find that
could
you
be,
particularly like?
could
Yeah.
be, but also it's like, would I even notice what they are at this point? I've probably
Watch your
forgotten
old
all of.
review. Watch
Yeah,
your old review
I've probably
and then come
forgotten
back.
half of. Yeah, but yeah, that would
Yeah.
be. I don't know. Should I create a follow-up video just to review the visuals of?
Yes.
I mean, sure, maybe why not?
Yeah,
Honestly,
why not?
it beats not making videos, I guess.
Yeah.
I've got a lot in the works, by the way. But anyways, continue on.
Okay. Like a Dragon Gaiden, the man who erased his name, that came out. That made it quite a splash. Persona 5 Tactica, that also made quite the splash. In fact, I think most of the people that I've seen talking about the game all basically said this game is surprisingly good. They
Mhm.
were kind of thinking that this is just going to be another like P5 cash grab and just be like, just give us P6 already and stop beating a dead horse.
Yeah.
No, the people who played it were
Hey,
surprisingly pleasant
it
about the
it
battle system.
it might still be a cash grab, but it's a good cash back grab.
Yeah,
And I mean, I think that's what matters really,
yeah.
is if it's any good or not.
You get value from you get value, you get entertainment value from the game, then that's fine. Then it's worthwhile. Yeah. So that's what I'm getting. Super Mario RPG, the other game that you couldn't have possibly gotten away from if you were on social media and you like RPG, which I heard again, another fantastic remake.
So here's
They
another
really nailed
thing.
it. Uh-huh.
A lot of you guys might not know this, but a couple years ago, I reviewed Super Mario RPG.
Go on.
And I'm just curious, should I actually make a video covering an update to Super Mario? Just kidding.
Yes. The answer is yes.
All right, fine.
The last game is a new DQ game called DQ Monsters: The Dark Prince. So if you were waiting for it and then you didn't know it came out because we didn't do a show for 6 weeks, I'm so sorry. But yes, that game, as a matter of fact, came out to actually pretty good review as well. In fact, all the games that I've talked about had pretty good reviews. So I'm pretty happy to see that people are liking what they're paying and nothing is a disappointment. Yeah. So here we are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And here we be.
And we got new games coming up.
Yeah.
Actual new games.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay. So let's talk about some of those because we actually have some. We got plenty games aplenty and trailers aplenty as well. So Nisa, Nippon Ichi Software of America.
Actually, sorry. Before that, I forgot to ask this question. I even asked it during our
you did.
pre-show. Yeah. So, since we brought up all these games that we haven't really talked about in the last couple of weeks, have you played any of them? Let us know in the description down below. Sorry, we're out of practice, okay? We're really out of practice. Yeah. Let us know in the description below after the show. If you play any of this game, how do you feel about it? If you're looking for more, for example, like Star Ocean, the second story, would you like a remake of Star Ocean 3? I would definitely like a remake of Star Ocean 3. So yeah, let us know.
What's crazy about that list of 9 games you just mentioned that just released, 5 of them are ones that I'm interested in, at least like enough to, I will probably play them at some point, at least a little bit. Like,
well, they are good games.
I know. I really want to take a look at them.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, don't write in the description. Write in the comment section. Ha.
Oh yeah. Please,
Yeah.
don't write in my comment or don't write in my description down below, guys. I'm tired of y'all writing in my descriptions.
How dare you?
How
dare you all?
Hackers.
Hackers.
Man. All right.
Can you tell we're out of practice?
So, there's this company I was talking about a second ago. You might not remember them. They were called Nippon Ichi Software of America. They announced that they'll be giving us an HD remaster version of a game from the 3DS. It's called The Legend of Legacy, and it's coming to modern consoles. The look and the feel of the game feels very much like Alliance Alive, another game that I really want to see. Okay, Alliance Alive is already on Switch.
Yes.
But I was thinking of another game that I also really want to come to Switch. Anyways, but yeah, if you think it looks like Alliance Alive, you'd be right, because it is sort of a predecessor of sorts of that game. So let's take a look at the trailer for this game, and we can all ooh and ah together.
Yes, let's do that.
Ooh.
Oh. I mean, it basically just looks like Alliance Alive, except it's not as it doesn't have like a very centered story, if that makes sense. Like, this feels a little bit more like a saga game to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a saga game made by Fuyu.
That's cool.
Whereas Alliance Alive feels like there's a centralized story that ties all these characters together. Yeah. The game doesn't have a story. There you go.
The one that I thought, the one I was thinking of that I want to see come to a modern console is God dang it! I had it right on the tip of my tongue. It was on DS, and then they ported it to 3DS. And Radiant Historia. That's the one.
Oh, Radiant Historia. Yeah.
I hear so many good things about it, but I have no way of playing it for a review. I can't capture footage. So, anyways, that's for whatever reason when I read Alliance Alive, that's what I was.
Would love to see Radiant Historia. Like, oh my god, that game was so good. The game was so good.
Yeah,
I really loved the game.
It looked awesome. So, yeah. This game also looks awesome. It is not related to Radiant Historia. That's the other game I always get confused with. Okay, anyways, this game comes out on March 22nd, 2024 for PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Nintendo Switch, and PC.
All right. So we've got another thing coming from Natsume Atari Studios.
Oh, I've been so excited about this one.
Yes. They announced that they will be releasing a prequel companion game to Pennyblood called Pennyblood Hellbound. This is a roguelike game where you play as 6 of the anarchists, which I don't quite know what they are, but probably some in-game terminology that I will come to learn and appreciate. But for now, that's what they've said. This is a roguelike game. So let's watch the trailer, and then we can talk a little bit more about this.
Alrighty. Natsume Atari. Look at that. So again, guys, Pennyblood, a lot of you might already remember, is the spiritual successor to the Kodelka and Shadow Hearts series. And it was announced. I mean, there was a Pennyblood game that was announced alongside Wild Arms' successor called Armed Fantasia. This is not that game. I mean, you probably can tell based on what we're looking at, and the fact that Baku said it's a prequel companion game.
That's right.
But yeah, just to clear that up.
Same universe.
This art is,
of course, yeah. It's the prequel.
This is
you'll get more of the stories. It is definitely not the RPG that we are waiting for.
Yeah, kind of rhymes.
What was it trying to be?
I don't know. Kind of rhymes with something I've heard once before about a prequel companion game to a game made by Atari Natsume. I don't know.
What could that be?
I don't know.
Yeah, it feels familiar. I was trying to see if you wanted to read your note or you wanted me to read a note.
I'll read the note. But
you'll read the note.
But yeah. So Derek's note here that I wrote on there is that these are the same people who made the prequel companion game to Eiyuden Chronicle 100 Heroes called Eiyuden Chronicle Rising, which turned
That's
out to be
right.
a lot of fun, surprisingly fun for what it
Mm-hmm.
was. This game looks pretty sick, and
Yes.
Atari Natsume is, I mean, I don't know a whole lot about him or other games that
Mhm.
they've made, but based on that alone, I'll be checking this one out.
All right. So, of course, we're all waiting for Penny Blood to come out. And, we're just kind of wondering why this right now, right? So, they did
Yeah.
have an FAQ. I'll read it to you. I think it's pretty good. It answers a lot of questions that a backer like myself have, right? So, let's go through the 4 questions and answers that they have that I thought were reasonable, right? Question number 1: why create a companion game? Like, why did you make Hellbound? Period. Like, shouldn't you just focus on Penny Blood? Well, other Kickstarters have released companion games so that backers have a little to play while they're waiting for the main game, and we thought it was a great idea. So
Yeah.
basically, I think it almost indirectly references Aiden Chronicle Rising, which
Mhm.
is another companion game that was actually pretty well received. It was a fun game. Give people something to chew on while they're still working on the main game. Not a bad idea. Q2.
Mm.
Why did you wait until now to announce this title? Like, it was because this game is coming out in like Q3 of 2024. Uh, we wanted to give Natsume Atari a chance to develop the core of the game and allow backers a chance to play the game sooner rather than waiting an extended period of time after announcing it. So they're announcing it sooner, further away from the actual release date, so that you guys can have a chance to actually do what is it called, the beta test, which
Oh yeah.
actually begins on the 14th.
Of
So
this month?
if you
Oh
pre-order the
wow.
game, you can actually get into the closed beta where you can give like feedback, what you like, what you don't like about it. You can be part of like the development experience. I think it's pretty cool.
Mhm.
So for anyone who is curious about that, you can definitely check that out. Q3, why isn't this a JRPG? Why are you making this? They got the same question for Aiden. Why didn't you make an RPG prequel? Why did you make this like side scroller? Why are you making a roguelite instead of JRPG? Here's the
Mhm.
answer: RPGs are asset heavy and quite expensive to produce. Besides, the main game is a JRPG, so why do the same thing twice? Natsume Atari excels in action games. So, being able to present a different gameplay experience with the same IP of Penny Blood made more sense. Hopefully, it will bring in more new fans into the series too.
Yeah, I think that's valid.
That is a very valid thing to say. And last but not least, the last question: are funds from the Kickstarter based in the original Penny Blood used to develop this title? The answer is no. All funds from the original Kickstarter are being used in the main game, Penny Blood. This game, Penny Blood Hellbound, is largely being developed through the sweat equity of Natsume Atari, with directional oversight by Yukikaze and Studio Wild Rose. This is only possible through indies helping indies. I think that
Wow.
basically speaks to the spirit
So
of things.
am I understanding this correctly? That basically what they're saying is Atari Natsume is basically just making the game with their own funding and their own and they'll be making the money from it, but it's also like they're licensing the IP essentially uh from
Yes.
Wild Rose.
Is correct. That's what it
Ooh.
sounds like. Yes.
That's
So,
that's really
yeah.
cool. And I think I like Natsume Atari even more having heard that. Like that that's so cool.
hmm I mean, they've been around since the 80s. So they're not
I
like
mean,
a new like entity. Like they
well,
know what they're doing.
they are I mean they're I know of Natsume.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
know of Atari. Natsume Atari as they're referring to themselves right now.
hmm
It sounds different. I don't know. Did they get acquired by Atari? Did they acquire Atari? Like what's
Uh,
cuz like Natsume is a name I definitely know.
it's a corporate split off.
It's a corporate split off. of
Yes, that's what I'm seeing from 2013. So this was like 10
interesting.
years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Natsume Ltd.
Hmm.
Limited
Yeah.
changed its name to Natsume Artari in October 2013. And not directly connected to Natsume Incorporated or its subsidiary Natsume Incorporated Japan.
Really
So it's a corporate split off,
weird.
according to this.
So they are kind of like their own thing, like despite the names of being like a combination of like two other companies. Like
Let's
that's
see. So Natsume Ltd. founded pachinko company Atari A, not to be confused with the American company in Osaka specialized slot and pinball machines. So this Atari is not the Atari that you're thinking about.
yeah.
Yeah, interesting. I'm
So
just reading the Wikipedia.
I mean, and that's cool. I mean, hey, there are plenty of very successful YouTubers out there who make a very good living just doing exactly that.
What's reading Wikipedia?
There's
react to Wikipedia entries.
no, seriously. I watched like a 4 hour like a deep dive from H Bomber guy the other day about this big controversy. Anyways, I highly recommend it. It's called Plagiarism and You apostrophe and then in parentheses tube.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, this game is coming out Q3 of next year. Pre-order begins now. Actually, you can pre-order it right now. And if you'd like to play test, the closed beta will begin on the 14th. And by virtue of pre-ordering the game, will allow you into the beta. So if you want to play games early, that's something that sounds cool to you. Maybe try this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
excellent. So next up, we're going to start diving into a lot of games that were covered at the Game Awards of 2023. Not all of them. There's a lot of them, and a lot of them can't care about.
Yeah. There were a lot of games that were mentioned and talked about and all kinds of things through the Game Awards. It's this giant marketing thing.
Mhm.
I'm not mad at it. I really didn't care for the celebrity comedy bits. Like they were not funny. And I would have much rather if you're gonna do an award show, maybe don't like clap people off stage, like like give them their moment in the sun. But yeah, instead they
Mhm.
spend a lot of time on these weird comedy bits that I thought were just cheesy at best. So hopefully they'll do better next year. Not
Well,
to bash them too hard.
I mean,
But I feel like some room for improvements.
at risk of
Yeah.
sounding like a repeat of last year. So, yeah,
Less space shooters though.
I'll tell
it's
you.
not.
I'll tell you guys. I got to be honest. I did not watch Game Awards. Did you watch the Game Awards, Baku?
Only to write this show.
Oh, well, thank you
If
for
I
your
wasn't
service and
writing
your
the show,
sacrifice.
I wouldn't watch it if I didn't have to. But I
really,
did.
Really appreciate you taking a bullet for us here, Baku, because I really did not want to watch it. In fact,
Yeah.
well, I'll talk about what I was about to say when we
Mhm.
get to it on the on the docket. But
Mhm.
one of the really cool things that happened is that Sega came in pretty hard with 5 titles, in fact, based
Yeah.
on old IPs. Yeah, they're going to be doing some stuff with with some old IPs. 5 new games. So
Mhm.
the 5 titles in question are Jet Set Radio,
Yes.
which makes me so happy because
Mhm.
did you because they made what was the game
A
called?
spiritual
The spiritual
successor of
successor,
sort,
yeah.
if you will. Yeah.
And that
that
did
was really good.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
That looks
Mhm.
so dang good. And
Yeah.
then Shinobi.
I know.
A
So, like, what do you
Shinobi.
do? Why would you shelf that game for so long? What is wrong with you, Sega?
And
But
then
okay.
Golden Axe.
I've not heard those 2 words in a long time.
I mean, oh, okay. I mean, they're
When was the last Golden Axe game? Like 1990? Like what?
I know. It's so cool. Streets of Rage.
Again, this is when was the last Streets of Rage?
And then strap yourselves in, boys. It's time for some crazy taxi.
Crazy Taxi was so fun. It was so fun. As an arcade game,
Yeah.
that game was crazy. I spent
know.
so much money playing that stupid
I
game.
listened to so much Offspring. Oh
man. Good times.
Oh, I know.
Good times.
Dude,
yeah.
I know. I keep looking at this list and I'm like, why have they been sitting on these for so long?
Yeah.
How about why not Altered Beast at this point? Like throw that in there. It's like I feel like it Truxton. How about that? I feel like it's just so many solid Sega titles.
Yeah.
Anyways, Sega co-chief operating officer and Sega of America CEO Shuji Utsumi said about the announcement.
We are digging. Oh. He's a robot.
Corporate robot. I got it. Okay. Yeah, makes sense.
We are digging into our legacy and reimagining several franchises to bring these games to more audiences around the globe. Today's announcement is just the start of our initiative. First and foremost, our ambition will be to create games with memorable characters and worlds. We hope fans of all ages will look forward to our future with anticipation as we release these projects in the coming years.
Wow.
I know.
Great voice.
Yeah. He's it.
Sounds oddly
it
like
is-
Akihiro Hino, but it's okay.
No.
That's
Akihiro Hiro.
He sounded like this, this is what Akihiro Hiro sounded like, but this is Shuji Utsumi. So a little bit different, pretty close though.
yeah, pretty close. This is a CEO voice. You want to be a CEO, you have to have a voice like this.
Yeah, that's what I'm finding. That's why I got a voice modulator for myself. Okay, so as CEO of HitPoint, let's go ahead.
This is what Derek sound like forever now. This is
Let's see what they got here. We got a trailer,
of sort, yeah.
a teaser, I guess maybe.
Teaser, yeah. That was cute. Imagine playing game in a living room and then suddenly just stuff just happens.
Yeah, just playing a game in a living room and then
Yeah.
suddenly Godzilla attacks.
Yeah.
Oh wait, crazy attack. Oh wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh, those are the Streets of Rage gloves. Crazy. Oh, okay, those are the little hints.
Really? Of course I did.
Sega!
Oh my God. Shinobi
Shinobi.
Arcade.
Yeah.
Oh, that feels like a reference to something too. The eyeball.
Look at that. Woo!
Jet Set Radio.
Oh, that looks so good.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Streets of Rage.
A new era.
Shinobi. Woo! They look so good. Golden Axe.
Oh man.
Crazy Taxi. They
I
look so
hope
good.
Offspring comes back for that.
I want Offspring to come back for this. And more.
And more.
And more.
Those are the longest two words ever.
Yeah.
Jet Set Radio.
Dude, they look so good. They look so good.
Dude.
Dude. Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
Dude.
So
I'm freaking out, man.
they look so good, right? Yeah, I yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
Bringing out my inner Michelangelo there. Looking pretty gnarly.
man, all my childhood just comes flashing back. Like dude, I played all these growing up. Oh my, God.
I know. Holy cow, dude. What else? I think was that one of the discussions that you were going to think about bringing up here? Like, what else would you like to see?
And more. Yeah. What does more mean? What do you guys think? What do you think more means from Sega?
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments.
What do you
Not the-
want it to mean? Like, what
yeah,
else are
not,
they
not in
sitting
the
on?
description. Yeah, don't write in the description. Write in the comment section, please.
How about? I know that there's currently a game tangentially related, but what about a new Fantasy Star?
Oh, a new Fantasy Star.
That'd be pretty rad. That'd be pretty
Yeah,
cool.
maybe Atlas can take a stab at it. I mean,
Ooh, I like the way you think.
I
Oh.
mean, Sega has a subsidiary that makes really good RPGs. I don't know. Could maybe Studio Zero can take a look at it.
Oh, I
don't
thought you
know.
were Studio Ryoga Toku.
You want RGGs to look? No, that's a different studio. That's not Atlas. That's
Yeah, that's another subsidiary of Sega that makes really good RPGs.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
But but I you know what RGG should do though?
What's that?
So they
Make more
have
Yakuza games.
well, there's that, but they have basically in the past they have taken some other properties and then like retrofitted them with like the RGG kind of like gameplay, and they were really good. They were really fun.
What,
like Fist of the North Star.
That's right. That was part of. I completely spaced that existed.
Fist of the North Star. That game was fun. It was so entertaining. It was so stupid, but it was so fun.
I mean, you just described another Yakuza game.
It's true.
Stupid, but so fun.
but like I feel like Gintama would be perfect. If Gintama made a Yakuza game, that would be just perfect. Yeah, but Atlas could definitely take a stab at the Phantasy Star formula.
But I feel like Gintama though would probably go to Bandai Namco.
Just
because that seems to be like their wheelhouse at this point, making anime tie-ins.
Yeah. Well, they made one. They made a game. It wasn't great. It was it was a kind of like a Muso kind of game where you just repeat the stage, you go and you just bash a bunch of people, waves and waves of people, like kind of Muso game. Yeah, not as fun. I would have definitely preferred if you're gonna do that, I would prefer the Yakuza treatment. Like instead of killing like hundreds of minions, you focus on a couple, like 5 of them. You still get to do really cool stuff, but I don't know. That's just me. But anyways, so let's move on to the next thing. Were you ready? Are you excited for this?
Yeah, let's go for it, man.
So while Kojima of the studio Kojima is hard at work at bringing Death Stranding 2 to PS5, his studio just announced a brand new project, this time with Xbox Game Studio, and it's called OD, or Overdose. Let's take a look.
All right, let's give it a look. OD, there we go.
This is definitely a teaser, okay?
Bucky, you're not making me watch a horror film, are you?
This is not horror. Maybe.
I mean,
we'll see.
It feels a little like it could be. I mean, I'm not used to looking this close to a woman before.
That's the guy who's married. What?
The jabbering crab and the mad whale and started venting and cracking.
Her eyes, her pupils.
I think it's the lights that's being reflected. Or maybe not.
No, I don't think so.
Something about dinosaurs? Is this a recording or is this in engine?
I don't know.
Like,
it looks in engine.
That's what I was thinking.
Actually, yeah.
And that's really well animated.
Well, her pupils are back to normal.
I think it's a reflection, like a door is opening in front of her.
Good acting there. OD.
Okay.
Hideo Kojima game. It is a teaser. We told you it was a teaser. This is not a game trailer. It's a teaser.
That is that's quite an interesting weird teaser. Okay, I shouldn't even act like I'm surprised at this point. It's Hideo Kojima. He does the weird. He does the weirds.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well,
this is from Kojima. So what did you expect, right? So a few other notable people involved in this project, including Jordan Peele, which is actually pretty cool. And it
Really?
makes sense that this might be like a slight horror kind of title because he's been directing some like horror movies,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they were like really well received horror movies too. Like a little bit comedy, but also like a social commentary. Like he's just killing it out there. Sophia Nilis, you guys seen Hunter Schafer and Udo Kier, which I'm pretty sure I've just mispronounced his name or her name. But anyways, notable famous people that I don't really know. I think Sophia's from like Dungeons and Dragon, the
Oh,
movie
maybe. Yeah.
recently.
The
Yeah,
new.
I think
Mhm.
so. Yeah.
It was a good movie.
Anyways, some Hollywood stars and directors, and wouldn't surprise you to know that part of this is kind of a blur between a game and a film kind of experience. Again, what are you expecting? It's fucking Kojima. I'm sorry, excuse the
It's what?
language, but it's Kojima. What? Yeah, it's Kojima.
It's
Anyways, we'll
it's
bleep that
it's
out later. It's fine.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's
We'll fix
fine.
it in
Yeah,
post.
totally gonna fix it in post.
Hey,
Anyways,
you got one of your
can
Baku.
you tell that we're out of practice? It's almost like I'm just streaming on my own channel where
Oh my
I
goodness.
just let it rip. Anyways, not much is known about this game, as you can see, but the theme is supposed to be, in quote, testing your fear threshold
I
and what it
knew it.
means to OD on fear while blurring the boundaries of gaming and film.
Baku, why are you bringing your horror game shenanigans into this house of
I
RPGs?
didn't make you read it though. I could have
You should
totally
you probably
swapped
could
the
have.
DLC up.
I
And
know. You definitely could have. I'm kind of surprised you didn't actually. I'm not a fan of horror, but that's all right. That's all right. Let's move this train along because we got another pretty interesting announcement here.
Yeah.
Square Enix have announced 2 DLCs for Final Fantasy 16, including Echoes of the Fallen, which is currently out now, and it will fill in some of the missing pieces around the Fallen.
Yes.
And then The Rising Tide is coming out in spring of 2024, and this is going to take place in Mysidia. And we have a
long time fans would know what that means, right?
And-
Wink.
and Mysidia. I mean,
Well, you take a look at the trailer. Let's see if you get it.
okay. Well, here's the thing. Because it's age gated again, I have to. I gotta play this one a different way again.
Not again.
I know.
It's FF16. Like, come on. Why is this thing being age gated? Silly.
That's because. Okay. Well, here. Let me. It's gonna take me a second here to pull up the trailer.
Anyways, yeah. So, how's everybody doing while Derek's is like fixing things and doing stuff?
So, by the way, okay, so I can play this. It might age restrict the show, so I'm gonna probably keep the volume a little low. I mean, maybe,
yeah.
but we'll see. I'll keep the volume low.
I don't
on
think
this
there's
one.
anything inappropriate inside though.
Okay.
I watched the whole thing.
All right.
So,
All right,
yeah.
but point is, Baku, you won't be able to probably hear it when I
That's
play
okay.
it. So,
yeah,
okay,
that's okay.
all right, here we go.
I've already seen this.
Partial
many times.
nudity. Oh no,
Yeah, the
and
game
strong language.
itself, not the trailer. The
Nope.
trailer's got nothing.
Nobody here has heard strong language ever before.
Never. Who would do such a thing?
Certainly not like 5 minutes ago.
Oh, definitely not.
Your language
So-
is weak, Baku.
Yeah, exactly. I'm working on it.
I'm teasing.
So Echoes of the Fallen talks about these black crystals that are flooding the market in the game, and Clive and Co needs to investigate like exactly what's going on, and it's going to tie it into like these group of people called the Fallen in the game that maybe could do a little bit more explaining and just tying out some like the story knots, if you will, like just a loose ends, if I should say. So yeah, this DLC is going to add a little bit more to the main story, is what they're saying. Of course, I don't know because I haven't played it. And
I
also,
was
as you can
talking to a
see,
friend about the current DLC that just came out, and apparently it can be finished in like a couple hours.
oh wow, really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was the current DLC just now, and as you can see, you have to fight Omega Weapon, so that's cool. Yeah. And Mycidia, Leviathan, of course. So there you go. The legendary icon of Leviathan is why it's called the Rising Tide. So pretty
Interesting.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Thing is, I honestly haven't played a Final Fantasy game since 7 Remake a long time ago, when that came out. And before that, it's been even longer. So,
Man,
so I'm a
you're not on
I'm
the
a little
FF
rusty.
kind of. Yeah, you're not on the FF side of like the spectrum. I always feel like.
It's not because I
Mhm,
don't like Final Fantasy. Far
mhm.
from it. It's because when I started my YouTube channel, I was like, I don't want to be the guy who like reviews a few Final Fantasy games and then disappears. Because like everybody, like nobody needs like when you're like a YouTuber with like 100 subscribers,
Mhm,
nobody cares what you think about Final Fantasy 7 or how good or
mhm.
how good it is or whatever. Like
Yeah.
it's not until much later that people actually care about your opinion on mainstream things.
Mhm. Yes, true. Yeah.
So at least that's been
It's
my experience. So
it's crazy that FF is like mainstream still.
I
Like to
I
me,
mean, yeah,
it
it's got the
is.
name power. I'll say
Yeah.
that.
Mhm.
But it doesn't seem to represent to me the heights of the RPG genre that it used to. Like
Yeah.
when I think
It's
of like top
unfortunate.
tier RPGs right now, like I'm thinking of like the Persona games or the
Mhm.
Trails games. But Final Fantasy is kind of like, yeah, they're probably pretty good. I haven't played one in a long time, so I don't know. But
Go play 16.
the
Go
last one
play
I really
16.
enjoyed was 10. I can say that much. 10 was good.
You didn't like 7 remake? You didn't like doing pull-ups?
7 remake was okay, but it's not like what it doesn't represent like the upper echelons of what an RPG experience can be
Mhm.
because I'm all about the well, I mean, I do like turn-based, but also like the storyline.
Mhm.
I like a well-told story, and 7 remakes story is not done. So,
That's true. That's
you know,
true. Play 16. Let us know how you feel. It's a completely different take of Final Fantasy. So much so that a lot of people are still very angry about it. I'm not one of those people, but
mm,
a lot of people are. There's like,
yeah,
oh no, this is turning into like what is it called?
Kingdom Hearts.
No, not Kingdom Hearts actually. This is turning into more like
Oh, like Devil May Cry or something, or
the play style certainly, but the story was like, oh, it's just like too Western or something. I don't know.
oh,
Like, and my feeling is always someone will always have something to say when they're stuck in like an echo chamber of all the people who agree with them that this is how a thing should be. So they feel like, no, this is how a thing should be. All my friends
to be
agree with
fair,
me,
to be
you
fair,
know.
I've definitely played a role in that echo chamber from time to time. I'm not super happy with the fact that it changed from a turn-based RPG to an action RPG, but
Oh, Final Fantasy.
yeah, I'm not super happy with
Well,
that.
I mean, the reverse is we've said this before. The reverse is Yakuza turning
And
into a
that was
turn-based game.
that's a fair
Yeah, and
trade.
people were freaking out,
Yeah.
like, "Oh, this is no longer Yakuza." I'm like, "Oh, it's the same in reverse direction. It's the
Yeah.
exact same thing
I'll
in
say it.
reverse
I'll say
direction."
it's a pretty fair trade because Yakuza Like a Dragon was a lot of fun. Anyways,
Yeah.
yeah, special bonus items are for purchasing the Echoes of the Fallen and the expansion pass include a Buster Sword from Final Fantasy VII and a chiptune version of the song "Away" that can be played in the background in the hideaway. So
Yes.
yeah, keep an eye out
Yes.
for that.
Yes. All right. The next one is pretty short. Capcom announced the newest Monster Hunter game called Monster Hunter Wilds. It is set
Ooh,
to launch in 2025 for PS5, Xbox Series XS, and PC via Steam. Let's take a look at that teaser trailer.
okay, Monster Hunter
So,
Wilds.
yeah, I mean, Capcom's moneymaker, man. Like, we can't discount this. This is their biggest franchise now,
I
is
know.
Monster Hunter. And for
Monster
all the
Hunter
people who
go brrr.
what, printing money? Yeah. And you know what? Here's the thing. Like, I may not be an enjoyer of this game, but for the people who like play the game with their friends, for people who have friends,
Hmm.
uh, it's a
I don't
great
know any of those
experience.
people.
No, actually, the funny thing is, actually,
Oh, dude, that's creepy as heck.
a
How,
lot of my friends play this game, and I absolutely refuse to play it because I don't have time.
that looks sick.
Yeah.
No, I agree. You
This
know
is
what
like
though?
playing an MMO without playing an
I
MMO.
used to be a little I used to have a little resentment for the major success of this game because like I want Capcom to make a lot of other cool stuff that I like. But you know what?
Yeah.
I am so glad that Capcom has this money printer that they can use to make other games with too.
Yes.
And I really hope that someday they put that money where it belongs in Breath of Fire.
No,
yes, I will beat that
think
dead horse until that dead horse is disintegrated.
it's true.
Or until it comes back to life. 2025, yay!
I've really come to appreciate these games that aren't predatory, that still makes money for the company.
Oh yeah.
Because without that cash flow, without that capital, the company won't take risk. And taking risks means investing in games that didn't have a good track record that fans are claiming they want, like, Breath of Fire.
Counterpoint. What could possibly be more of a predator than a hunter? Checkmate.
Well, can't argue against facts there, sir.
Facts and logic.
Yeah, I mean, look, here's the thing, right? Capcom's doing this, and they have their gacha games to like in the form of Mega Man X. God, I feel bad for Mega Man X. But it's not to me is at least it's not as egregious as Square Enix, because boy, they've tried to turn every single one of their IP into a gacha game, and they've all failed without exception. Like I can't name one Final Fantasy, like not Final Fantasy, Square Enix gacha game that was like, oh, this is such a hit. We're gonna just keep going.
But what if they put NFTs in their gacha?
I think they're moving away from NFT, honestly.
I know. Thank goodness.
Have we heard anything from that stupid NFT project that they started before?
Resident Evil, or not Resident Evil, the Parasite Eve one?
Everyone thought it was a Parasite Eve game. We're all so excited. Like, oh my god, it's a new Parasite Eve, And then they're like, yeah, no, this is an NFT project. So, sorry, but hey, it's gonna be a great game. It's gonna be community driven. Yeah, wait for more information, and then just silence. I've not heard a single update since that one time that we talked about it.
Well, what if they improved the graphics? What kind of graphical improvement could they do that would make their gacha more successful?
No, from 0 to 5, how likely are you to recommend a fan if we were to improve on the graphics? Oh, geez.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Inside jokes aside, we have a few more really fun things to talk about. So let's go ahead and were you done with?
See, I left you the good one. You see?
I do see that. You left me one of the good ones, but you
took one of the good ones.
You took a good one. You took a good one for yourself too.
I made sure to take that one myself.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's fine. Atlas, speaking of our Lord and Savior Atlas, who gave us a new trailer for Metaphor ReFantasio with more information on combat and the worldview. This time, there is also a release time frame of, drumroll, fall 2024.
That was the worst drum roll ever.
I'll take it. Beggars can't be choosers. And it's coming to PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, the Xbox Series X and S, and PC.
Yes.
Would you like to see that trailer?
Dude, that trailer was so good. That was one of the best trailers like I've seen in a long time.
I actually have not seen this trailer.
So somebody
sent it to me on Twitter, and I'm like, I want to see it, but I'm gonna save something for HitPoint because I definitely didn't wait for another one. All right, let's take a look at this right now.
So it's a story. People have asked me like, what makes a good trailer, and I feel like this nailed it.
Okay.
Yeah.
To put it another way, this is a fantasy.
Okay.
So it begins by like giving you the hook right? It breaks the script a little bit. It tells you about like a little bit about the worldview, right?
Yeah.
The background information. It gives you the gameplay. It gives you like the great soundtrack. The people who are talking. It gives you like a sense of what the voice acting would be like, but they're also not just like spewing random lines. Like they're
Yeah.
saying things that relates to giving you information about the world that they're trying to bring you into. Like this trailer is it. This is what trailers should be like.
Yeah. This is interesting.
And
It
it's
raises
all under 2 minutes. It's so much information, so much intrigue.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it raises as many questions as it answers so far. This is like it. That's and I think that's another trick to making a really good trailer.
Mhm.
Is it done? No. Okay.
All 2024.
Almost. Okay. Wow. That
Yeah.
was a very short 2 minutes.
Yeah. But
So
it gave you just enough information. Like it shows you a little bit of the battle. Like
I
you
would
see
say
that there
I would
are some
say
action, some turn based.
what makes a really good trailer is
Mhm.
also giving almost enough information, because I think that what you want to do is end a trailer before somebody is tired of it, before
Yes.
you want to end the trailer with them still wanting more, right?
Yes.
And that's the trick to a really good trailer.
That's right.
And I can't believe that was under 2 minutes, like I mean almost 2 minutes rather.
Yeah.
That's pretty sick.
1
But
minute
that looks like
49 seconds.
so this is looking like an action RPG based on.
No.
Did it
has
not?
turn-based elements.
Was
Did you not see
it?
the turn? Let's
I
go
th-
back.
Yeah,
Are we watching this again?
because it looked like a turn based, but yeah. Let me switch back to the trailer here.
Hold on. Yeah.
Um,
This is the part that I'm not sure how they will actually do.
To put it another way, this
wasn't sure where the combat was, so we'll just watch it all again because I mean it's probably worth it.
Oh no, the combat is coming up very soon, so
Okay,
I can tell you when
'Cause
to
it-
stop.
it, see, so he's running
And see,
around.
here is the action gameplay.
Yeah,
Action,
action.
and then turn based.
Oh,
See?
what?
Exactly.
What?
I'm just like, what do you mean? What are you gonna do? Like, how do you go from action to turn based? I'm so intrigued. Like, I want to know how they execute this. You know?
So do I. That is
yeah.
weird. There
see?
was okay. So when I
See?
said there is action, yes, there is action, but there is also
Yes.
turn.
Yes.
What in the
Yes.
world? How does that
Yes.
work?
Yes.
How does that work?
I don't know. That's why I want to know.
Is it like action RPG on the overworld, but then like boss fights are turn based?
I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Atlas, man. I'm telling you guys, like Atlas and RGG works very close together.
What
Like
the heck,
they're
man?
two seperate companies, but they actually share. They do a lot of knowledge sharing.
It's
So
giving me
that's why I'm
chills.
like, yeah, that's why I'm like, don't sleep on like Yakuza games. Like, you know, a lot of the stuff that they've learned from like Persona, they have tried to apply on Like a Dragon. And a lot of things that they learned, like lessons learned from Like a Dragon, they are now applying it back onto like Persona games and all the
let me
other
say,
stuff.
I want to say that this is going to raise so many difficulties for the development team. I wish them well, but here's the thing.
Yeah.
They have an uphill battle against them because here's what they got. They got people who love turn-based RPGs and hate action RPGs. They got people who love action RPGs and hate turn-based RPGs. So they think they're appealing to everybody who likes turn-based RPGs and action RPGs. They might think that, but really they're only appealing to people who like both. It's that little overlap in the Venn diagram, which is probably pretty big. It's probably a pretty big overlap, but I would say that there's probably 10% on either side that
I respect that they're trying to do something different though, you know? And it's not like an indie game with like very low stake, you know, like this is a pretty big budget project for an RPG.
holy cow.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna say something. I mean, you saw it. You can. Go ahead. Go ahead, Derek. What's going on?
just wanted to say, welcome to the Super Friends, everybody who just got gifted a subscription to the channel memberships by Bring Back Fluffy Dogs, who just
Crazy.
dropped 20 subscriptions for everybody.
Crazy.
Thank you so much, Fluffy.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it, dude.
Enjoy those emotes, everybody. Holy cow.
Yes. Do you have emotes on YouTube?
I do.
Oh.
But they're
Wow.
only for people with channel memberships. But
Oh, no.
also, I mean, being a channel member here also gains you early access to my reviews in the game collection and other cool stuff I try to do to make it worth your while. So just throwing that out there. There are other things I don't mention it super often, but yeah. Thank you, Fluffy
Yeah.
Dogs.
Thank you so
Holy
much,
cow.
man.
Yeah.
All right. So, are we ready to move on to the next exciting thing?
Yes. Go for it, man.
It ramps up from here. Okay. So, after becoming an internet meme in 2019 and then subsequently leaving Tango Studio to start her own, Ikumi Nakamura is back. Her new studio called Unseen, and is finally showing us what they've been working on in this new teaser trailer for the upcoming game called Kemuri.
Ikumi Nakamura. Sounds familiar. She was a meme in 2019? In what way?
That lady.
What lady?
Should we look at the meme video and then you will remember her?
Sure. If you can find it quickly and send it to me on the Discord, in our chat here, I will
Look
watch
at the trailer first. Yeah.
Sure. Because I want to know, like, who's the meme?
Oh my god! From E3.
It's from E3. That was still
in
around
2019. In 2019.
Holy cow!
Oh man, yeah, you don't remember this.
I don't. I remember a few people who kind of like became like internet darlings over the course of like
internet darling and meme. Yes,
she's internet darling and meme. Oh, okay. Here, yeah. I'll play this here real quick.
Sure.
Oh, I think I might remember her already. Okay, here. I'll add that to the playlist here, and I'll just move that up here. Okay, all right. So we're just gonna refresh ourselves as to who this person is real quick. Let's hope that E3 doesn't copyright us.
Let's hope E3 does. I'm sure E3 will.
That's right, because she was the one who was like so passionate about Ghostwire Tokyo, right?
Yes.
Such a big stage makes me nervous. I'll do my best to speak in English.
This lady.
Yeah. She's great.
Imagine presenting in a language that you don't really know in front of like millions of people. Maybe just a little nervous. I don't know.
But not the survival horror game that we are known for.
Okay. So I remember her now.
Yes.
Okay.
So she left Tango, started her own studio. It's called Unseen, and now after I'd say like 2-3 years ago.
Yeah.
This is the teaser trailer. So no real gameplay.
So this is her new project.
Yes.
Now that, and she had worked at Ghostwire. Okay. Whoa.
No idea what kind of game it's gonna be. Okay.
Some parkour. Somebody's got a sword. Okay, that's.
This is what they're fighting.
Oh.
So you couldn't see them.
Yeah.
Only they could. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So not a whole lot, but it's extremely aesthetic, of course.
Sure.
It feels like it will be like an art first kind of deal, but which I'm not against. Sometimes these kind of games pushes the envelope in a different kind of way.
And it's thematically connected, I would say, to Ghostwire Tokyo. I mean,
yeah.
In some ways.
Yeah. In some ways. They're fighting yokai, which is definitely where the connection is. There's that futuristic sort of element. Although, of course, Ghostwire Tokyo is like real world Tokyo. This is definitely a kind of a weird fictionalized future. Yeah, but it looks really cool. Wishing them all the best. Looking forward to seeing more. So again, absolutely no other information. This is just the teaser.
I hope it's an RPG of sorts. That would be cool, but I'm not
Fingers
counting.
crossed. Fingers crossed.
Let's hope it's not a new like Fortnite or something.
I would take. Yeah, no, please. I'll take platformer. I'll take
Yeah.
platformer. Yeah, if this was an action platformer, I'll take it. I'll take it.
All right.
Okay.
So next up, we mentioned Bandai Namco a couple times. Speaking of them and their working on anime tie-ins and such, they're working with Spike Chunsoft to bring us the latest 3D Budokai action in this new title called
Dragon Ball Sparkling Zero.
Yeah,
Sparking.
Sparking. Oh, it's sparking.
Sparking.
Oh, it's not sparkling, it's sparking. Okay.
Yes.
I always thought they were saying sparkling at the end of the
I
intro song.
read that as sparkling too. So
Okay, but it's
you're not
sparking.
alone.
Okay,
Yes.
cool. So let's check out the trailer together.
It's about a minute of Goku yelling.
Ah!
Yeah.
I'll get it started. Oh wow, look at that.
I mean, you thought I'm kidding. Just wait. It's just a minute of him yelling. See?
I mean,
See?
it's just like the show.
It's just like the show. See?
Sean Schimmel doing his
Only
thing.
Dragon Ball can fill a trailer with just a minute of people, grown men yelling at each other.
I'll show you the horrors of hell.
And then there's
Dude,
Freezer.
Who did they get to play the voice of Frieza though?
No idea.
Because their original VA passed
Passed away?
on. Yeah. Dude, if it was the guy that they got for DBZ Abridged. Let me listen to that again, because if that was the guy from Abridged, that would be incredible.
Oh, that would be great.
Let me listen again. Here. Turn it up a little.
Tremble before my power.
That might be him.
The horrors of hell.
That might be him.
You can look it up.
Man, that's
I
crazy.
mean, later.
That's so sick.
There you go.
Oh, man.
I knew Derek liked Budokai, so there you go. Have
Man.
fun.
Who I really want to find out for sure if that's the guy from if that's the Frieza from DBZ Abridged, because that'd
That'd be great if he
I
got
know.
hired because of that. It's like, oh yeah, we heard your work. How would you actually voice the character, like officially?
I know, right? Oh man, that's so cool.
All right.
I mean, a lot of the guys from Abridged have worked on other video games in the past,
Mhm.
so
Yeah. So no, not exactly a jump, right? Yeah. All right.
You must be Freezer. I'm a ducky in the schnoz.
So
So
are
we
you-
don't
are
have
you
a
ready
release date
for-
yet,
Yeah.
unfortunately, but it's
Yeah.
being developed for PlayStation 5, the Xbox Series X and S, as well as PC. Has anything been announced for Switch so far?
You know, I was just about to say, like, have you guys noticed the diminishing mention of the Switch?
It's because
Uh,
everything's coming to the Super Nintendo Switch. They just haven't announced it yet, guys.
I'm waiting for it.
I'm still I'm really angling for that Super Nintendo Switch. They got to bring it back.
We do have, I think we have one game that, did we? Was there at least one game that had, I'm sure there was.
I don't know. Anyways, you're up next, mister.
Oh, Legend of Legacy. You
Oh,
know,
that
that
was.
game that came from 3DS, of course.
Okay, yeah, that tracks. That tracks.
There's that. I was like, I know I wrote the word Switch in there somewhere today.
Here's the
Anyways,
thing.
okay.
In legitimately, I wonder if there's going to be a Nintendo Direct where they just announce that all these things are coming to Switch also. Like, I wouldn't be surprised.
The super,
Maybe not
super
everything.
Nintendo Switch.
Maybe. You know, I don't know I don't know when they would do this though. Probably after holiday season, like Q1, they'll just start announcing, like, because I mean, you would think any of like the big announcements would come out before the end of Q4, right?
You know, I wouldn't put it past Nintendo who would just do this announcement
Just
Tuesday.
because. Yeah, you're probably
No,
right.
just Tuesday.
Yeah,
just
why
out
not?
of nowhere,
Yeah.
no, and then be like, oh yeah, Switch 2, boom, and just break the internet unannounced.
It's not called the Switch 2, Baku. I told you. It's the
Oh,
Super
right.
Nintendo Switch.
It's the Super Nintendo Switch.
Okay. All right. So, yeah.
All right. Well, we've got 3 more games, and I'm actually very excited about this one. Okay, so let me explain.
Yeah.
Nexon, who is probably best known for Maple Story and Blue Archive, is coming out with a pretty ambitious new title called The First Berserker, Kazen. Now, this game is based on their Dungeon and Fighter series, rather than the MMOs that the company is known for. This time, they're trying their hands on a single player action RPG, and it looks amazing.
Really?
So let's take a look at that trailer.
Okay, let's give it a look. Because I've heard of Maple Story, but I have heard nothing about these people at all. Like,
Yeah, DNF is another one of their series that's online. It's an MMO. DNF did come out with a fighting game that was not bad. It was not bad. They worked with Arc System to make a fighting game. That's pretty good. But this is different. This is a whole different beast. This has got Dark Souls energy written all over, and I'm all for it.
oh, oh,
Hack and slashy.
so those kinds of abilities right there don't strike me as particularly soulsy. But what's the other one that they do those kind of? Is like kind of God of War-ish, I wonder.
God of War, yes.
Yeah.
No, I just meant like the vibe.
The vibe. Yeah, I get.
Yeah, the
okay,
vibe.
Totally
Yeah.
get that vibe because it looks a lot like a mix
Not the
mix
gameplay,
of like
yeah.
ash and snow.
Ordinary ghost.
Yeah.
But like the characters are cel shaded, so that's different.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Beautiful even.
Oh, this game looks amazing. I was very surprised that they would take on this project. Because remember, these guys are like veterans in making MMOs. One of the most well-known company in making MMOs from South Korea, by the way.
Yeah.
And now they're like venturing into something different. You know, I'm kind of excited. I want to see what they're able to do.
Well, they've been harvesting money for many a years. It's
It's
nice to see
true.
them. Nice to
It's
see them put
true.
it somewhere.
Maple Story is still on. You can still play Maple Story. Maple Story came from my like high school days.
I know.
You can still play Maple Story. People still play Maple Story. Can you believe that?
I mean, people still play Final Fantasy VII.
That's true.
So
But you have to pay
but
money to play.
I was gonna
Maple
say,
Story.
but the difference is you still have to pay for Maple Story.
Yes.
So people still play RuneScape, dude.
Oh, geez, yeah.
Like the various versions of it.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder when they're gonna put out a AAA game out of nowhere. This looks incredible.
Yeah. This game looks amazing. So I am super excited. No release date, unfortunately, but it is being developed. You guessed it, PS5, Xbox Series XS, and PC only. No Switch for this one.
You mean the Switch can't run that? Well, what gives?
I wonder why.
I don't know, man. That's seems like they're just not trying hard enough.
Yeah, they're just being mean. They should have included Nintendo in the party, but they didn't.
All right. Well, maybe they'll announce it during the next Nintendo Direct.
Telling you, it's Tuesday.
Legitimately though, it's like a 10-year-old console, and it's done really well. I think it's impressive. It's made it this far.
Yeah.
Okay, we have another interesting game though. We had previously talked about this PlayStation exclusive from Team Ninja called Rise of the Ronin when it was first announced, And now we've got a bit more information about the game from the Game Awards show, and as well as this trailer that we're going to watch right now.
Yes. So we have talked about this game when they first announced it. Now we've got a new trailer, and it's showing us like more gameplay, more backstories. So for those who may not remember, and you will be forgiven to not remember because I didn't remember it, this game takes place in like the late Edo period. Basically, think Kenshin.
Yeah.
And before the Meiji era. This is before the Meiji restoration.
Before Meiji.
Yeah.
So
The
this
end of
is
the
more like
Tokugawa.
during Samurai X then.
Yes, this is more like Samurai X, yes. That same time era is what this game is based in.
I know how to speak fluent weeb.
This game's got like some crazy like Sekiro vibe in gameplay.
But can I get a reverse blade sword?
Maybe.
I have to wait for the sequel.
I think there's a good amount of like deflecting that you have to do, encounters. Like you have to really time some of those.
That's cool.
But it looks faster paced than Sekiro, which probably means that you're allowed to make a little bit more mistake than Sekiro.
Yeah, that's nice because I make mistakes all the time.
Oh yeah, it's not exactly so-esque. Yeah, it's more, yeah. I am interested to see how they do this, but it looks really good.
Yeah, it's got a little less like realism to the combat, but a little more like fun to it. It looks
Yes.
like I don't know, a little more loosey goosey, a little more wild action, teleportation stuff.
When they swing the swords and swing their weapons and like that sort of like delay, or how slow the thing swings, like that weight,
Yeah.
is kind of what we're thinking about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like Dark Souls definitely has that weight, right?
Yeah.
And it's slower, but it's
And
more
I was gonna say,
methodical,
wait in more
right?
than one way. Like you
Yes.
push the button and you wait. yeah.
But this is like faster pace. You know, it feels like everything's just lighter. You're moving faster.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So pre-orders
Definitely
for this
with it.
game are going to open on the 14th, which is just a few days from now. The game will launch on March 22nd, only for PlayStation 5.
Yes. So get a PS5, I guess, if you haven't done so already.
That's
Finally.
That's the-
Like,
I was gonna say that's the first PlayStation 5 exclusive I've talked about in a long time.
yeah. And there's
what's
a
the only other PlayStation 5 exclusive I can think of off the top of my head was Demon Souls Remake.
and this game is most likely going to remain like a PS5 exclusive, I think, because I think Sony actually co-developed this with Team Ninja.
Yeah.
So I highly doubt that they're going to release it on any other console. It's not one of those like, oh, it's time exclusive because Sony decides to like strike a deal with us. Like, no, I'm pretty sure Sony actually like went and developed a part of this game. So yeah, pretty sure this is not like a time exclusive. But I could be wrong. I don't know. Like maybe it'll come on PC. Who knows?
I mean,
We'll see.
maybe,
Yeah,
but
maybe. Yeah, maybe PC. Maybe. All right. Finally, it's just ooh, I've been waiting for a long time for this, Derek. You know that? I've been waiting for a long time.
I think we've both been
long
waiting
time.
for it because before we even talk about this, I think that you and I were talking on the heels of the release of Trials of Mana Remake
Yes.
about where that could possibly lead with its success that it encountered. So, without further
Yeah.
ado, take it away, buddy.
But yeah, I did say that I saved the best for myself. I'm so sorry. I had to do
No.
this to Derek.
I already had my spotlight already. You go for it, man.
All right. For the first time in more than 15 years, Square Enix is finally releasing a new mainline entry for the Mana series, and it's called Visions of Mana. From the Square Enix site to give us a little bit, like a little backdrop on the game, okay? Every 4 years, elms from around the world are chosen to travel to the Tree of Mana to rejuvenate the flow of mana power. A soul guard is also chosen to ensure the Elm's safe pilgrimage. Val, who is the main character in this game, is one such guard. When Val's childhood friend is selected to be an Elm, he sets off on a journey across the world to accompany her on the pilgrimage. So that's the backstory. They haven't given us a lot more to work with here. We just know the main character's name is Val. We don't really know much else, but we can take a look at the trailer together.
Yeah, let's do that.
There it is. God, when you sent this to me, because I was studying for my finals that are coming up, and Dara's like, "Are you excited?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" It's like,
I said, "Are you freaking out now?"
Oh, are you freaking out now? I'm like, "What are you talking about?" Like, I'm studying marketing right now. So no. He showed me the trailer.
You're done studying. Look at this trailer.
It's like, I should probably. This is the universe way of telling me to like maybe take a break.
Man.
Yeah, I might have shed a tear watching this. I don't know. Like, I can control my emotions now.
The manliest of tears, man.
Just a single tear from
So
my left eye.
During my reaction, I was like trying to keep track of like the skybox and see like, oh no, that's that. If you look, there are certain parts of the gameplay like here. The skybox looks incredible. Like the clouds, the atmospheric effects. The mantis there is super cool. You get to see Flammy, like flying around in some parts here. Like, I mean, the mantis ant, that thing comes back pretty often, but look at that. It's so hard to tell like which of these parts are like pre-rendered or just in engine.
Yeah.
It looks so good. I want to watch it again.
Yes, please.
Okay. I watched this earlier today with a couple of friends even.
Jeez.
Like the skybox looks great.
Everything just. So we did talk about it when Trials of Mana came out. Where would they go from there? And I think I was right to say that was the direction they should continue to go on. Like, they struck gold. Like, keep going. Like, the fans resonated. We told them this is what we want in a new Mana game. Like, that kind of, like, it's not perfect, but you're on the direction. We're saying very warm, like Marco Polo, you're very warm. Just keep going towards that direction.
So, when I did my reaction video, it was from a pretty low quality rip of a live stream, and it was glitchy and lower res and stuff. Seeing it now in its full resolution, I can really start to see maybe why this isn't coming to Nintendo Switch, according to the trailer, at least. Like, it was before it was like, oh yeah, this could be like Breath of the Wild, level of demanding visuals and stuff. I don't know if I necessarily think that's the case anymore. Like, looking like it reminds me of like a if you were playing Breath of the Wild like on a Dolphin emulator and like a much higher resolution and higher level of detail somehow. Like that, it looks nice. The lighting looks great.
Yeah. The logo is such a callback to the old school like Mana logo. I'm really digging what they did here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm just like, oh man, you're you're really calling on the nostalgia right now. I will say this. I had two fears. One I think is mostly unfounded, but I do have another fear. The unfounded fear is this going to be a gacha game? Which is the first thing I said to Derek. It's like, tell me this is not a gacha game, right? Because you can't do this to me. You can't show me this and then be like, yeah, by the way, pre-registration on iOS coming up. It's like, wait, what? Like, you can't do this to me. But the Square Enix, you never know. All right. So,
I feel confident that it is not.
I am pretty confident that it's not.
I like that they seem to be reusing some of the aspects of Trials of Mana Remake and the combat system, like with the rings where the areas of effect spells are going to hit. You gotta like dodge out of the way. I I really like that a lot.
They needed to make the game a little harder. Trials of Mana was just a little too easy. Just
Yeah.
a little,
Yeah.
just make it a touch tougher would be nice.
Just do a
On
low level run,
mobile
man.
only. If this game was on mobile only, I had told everyone, I told Derek, I told everyone in my Discord that if Square Enix dares to make this game a mobile game, I will never buy another Square Enix anything. Period. Merch, game, you name it. I don't care if it's Near Automata. I don't care. You're not getting another penny from me, Square Enix. You've messed up this relationship. There's no forgiving you if you turn this into a gacha game. And so far, it is not. But here's my second fear, which so far it's the only thing that bothers me a little bit. We've kind of seen this kind of plot before where, oh, I am going to accompany you on this pilgrimage.
Well, are you talking about, let me ask, are you talking about Tales of Symphonia, or are you talking about Final Fantasy X?
No, I'm talking about I'm Setsuna.
Oh.
Which is a Square Enix game.
So it's Final Fantasy X.
And also Final Fantasy X. And also not quite the same way, but in some way it makes me feel like a little bit of Dawn of Mana too. Like that
you
trauma
shut your mouth. That game does not exist.
Trauma from I was traumatized by Dawn of Mana. Okay, for anyone who's never played a game, good, don't play it. But if you have played a game, you finished the game, you know exactly why I'm so traumatized by it. So I'm just like, don't you dare do this. Like, I'm okay with you doing like I don't know, it's just a simple story is fine. Just like don't pull a Dawn of Mana, please. I can't take another Dawn of Mana. I can't.
I never made it past like the first opening area of Dawn of Mana, so I don't know what you're referring to. But I will say, there are plenty of endings from the Mana series because I've played Sword of Mana and Final Fantasy Adventure, aka Seiken Densetsu 1 on Game Boy.
Right.
And some of those endings are like not very happy. Not very happy endings indeed. So I don't know. But I hope that they don't, give us a bad ending.
Don't go too crazy. Like a little dark is okay, but just, if you want to know
give us some hope, man.
Give us some hope. Yeah. If you want to know how Dawn of Mana ends, just read the synopsis. And then you're just like, what? Why did you do this? Who thought this was a good idea? But anyways, I digress. So yes, that's my fear. I've shared it with you. It's just I've seen this plot before, and it ends in one of two ways. Neither ways are particularly good. So maybe you can change your mind on me on this one.
It would be pretty cool. It would be pretty cool if they were to do things differently and give like the player some agency in determining the outcome. A Mana game with multiple endings. How would you feel about that? And that would break the mold.
Nice.
It would break the mold. Nice. Yeah.
Wait, didn't Legend of Mana have multiple endings?
I never played Legend of Mana.
I think Legend of Mana does. Well, they don't have multiple endings, but depending on the little side stories you do, the ending changes a little bit. So, Legend of Mana. That was interesting.
I need to play Legend of Mana, guys.
Yeah, Legend of Mana is good. I definitely recommend it. Yeah, not my favorite, but it's still a good game. It's just not my cup of tea. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a great game. Music phenomenal. Shimomura just kills it in that game. One of the best soundtrack from the Mana series. Anyway, so yes, that game is coming out in 2024, which is crazy. Is coming in 2024 is looking to be an extremely busy year.
I feel like we say that every year. But we've been right. Heck, just the last 6 months, I mean, not 6 months, 6 weeks have been a busy 6 weeks because like I said, were 5 games that came out in those 6 weeks that I want to play. So, I mean,
just in the last 6 weeks. The Q1 is going to be very busy too. Q1 is P3P. right?
Yeah.
Q1 is not P3, P3R.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Reload. So and it's like a dragon in infinite wealth, right? It's
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, right? So it's like oh, and Grand Blue Fantasy, the RPG that looks amazing. The previews so far from critics are just all raving it right now. They're like, yeah, this is a bona fide action RPG that's really fun to play.
God.
The legacy of the old Platinum games lies in this one. I can't wait. Dragon's
Really?
Dogma
Oh
2,
my gosh.
boom.
Yep. Oh my
That's all
God.
Q1 of 2024. I hope you're ready.
I am not ready. I'll have you know.
I'm not ready.
Not ready.
I'm not ready for
I
any
need
of
a
this.
way to stop time, guys. Like
Mhm.
I don't have enough time. I
don't
don't
have enough
have
time.
enough. How am I supposed to catch up in time for Daybreak
Mm-hmm.
and play all these other things, man?
Oh yeah, all the trail stuff that's coming too.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you know what we have time for? Merch drops.
Merch drops. Oh my
merch
goodness.
drops. Yeah,
Here,
let's talk about merch.
All right, let's talk about merch. What
Let's
you
talk
got?
about merch.
Let's
All
talk
right.
about merch.
So, I do want to kind of give you 1 second because I didn't pull up the right thing. I didn't pull up the right page. So just give me 1 second.
Man, we really are rusty after all these weeks.
And we sure are. Okay.
It's really good to be back, though, you know.
We can switch over to my screen. We can talk a little bit about merch.
Okay.
All right. So this is not merch per se. I'm at a Kickstarter page for the Shadowcast 2 and the Covert Dock 2. So from the guys who gave us Bluetooth audio when Nintendo refused to do so on the Switch, Genki is back with their new version of Shadowcast, this time in 2 flavors, and that new Covert Dock. And the reason why I'm talking about these accessories is because I used them and I really like them. And so I'm excited that they're coming up with new ones. So let's scroll down a little bit.
So what's exciting about this? As someone who is not initiated,
okay,
what do?
So they are coming up with basically 3 different like devices. Now, one of them I'm kind of meh about, and I'll tell you about it. But the other 2 I'm pretty excited. But let's go down the list, right? Starting off with the Shadowcast 2 Pro.
Okay.
This is a 4K 60 hertz external capture card with HDMI pass-through. So this is competing against like the Elgato and whatnot, and they're really claiming like better response time and just like a lighter weight device and less expensive than the Elgato. So it's a Elgato competitor.
Okay.
This is the device that I'm not like meh. I'm kind of mad about it. I'm just like, I don't know how well it actually performs as like a higher end capture device. So take it as you will. I would wait until like reviews come out for reviewers to really talk about it and see how
keep
it
an eye
actually
on
performs.
Epos Vox. Yeah.
Yeah. Now let's move on to the things that I'm actually excited about, which is the Shadowcast 2.
Okay. What is
See how
this?
tiny this thing is? This is like this small. It's about the size of a
like a Chromecast.
Yeah.
Or a Roku
no.
stick.
What is that one thing from Elgato? The Cam Link.
Oh, the
it's
Cam
about the
Link,
size of a Cam Link. Actually, smaller than a Cam Link.
Okay.
Yeah, smaller and thinner than a Cam Link. But basically, you can use it like it's a Cam Link. So you can actually hook up like a camera to it and then and use it that way. Or if you do what I do, I travel with this thing. So I can basically cast any system onto my laptop when I travel for work and I take a laptop with me.
Okay.
I can just play games off my laptop. Or I also use this in my room where I don't have a monitor. So when I want to play my Switch, I actually just hook the Switch up to my laptop upstairs.
Just play it off the capture screen. Okay.
Yeah, when I'm just like, I just want to play a little bit on a screen. I don't like staring at a tiny screen, right? So that actually works really well. Now, hang
on. Is that only $40? Is that what I'm seeing?
Yes, it's
On the
$40. Well, it's $40 if you get it now. It's $50 in full retail price.
Okay.
This is the Kickstarter. Yeah. So
Okay.
if you go do the retail, it's $50, which is not bad, I think.
Yeah. I'll
Um,
hold off for reviews
they also
also.
go on discount every now and then. Uh, but last but not least, this is the COVID dock. Now, this is the best travel switch dock that I have ever used. It doesn't break your system, guaranteed, because I've used it for
Hmm.
like a long time. And I mean, it's exactly what it is. It's a tiny portable dock. It also basically lets me hook up to my Switch in my room without buying like a brand new dock. So I can use this. I can take it. I can travel with it. I can
Okay.
just use it regularly in my room.
So this is
And
kind of like a
yeah,
dock that has the form factor of a like a,
a
a
charger.
high-end charger,
Yeah.
essentially.
So it charges your Switch. It takes in the signal,
Hmm.
and it also pushes out the signal
It
through
has
the
it has a
HDMI.
USB port, so you could charge your controller.
Yeah. And it does 4K 60. So if you don't want to,
What?
if you want to do something else, right? You can essentially
Oh,
hook that up, right?
okay,
And
okay.
do something else. Yeah.
It's like,
So
wait, I was gonna say this upscales your Switch to 4K. No, no, that is not what it does. That would be
no,
sick, but that is not what this does.
that would be kind of cool.
This
Yeah.
is a dock that works with multiple devices. Okay,
That's correct. Yeah. So I use this actually in conjunction with the Shadowcast.
okay.
So I would plug the Shadowcast into where you see the HDMI hole,
Mm-hmm.
and it converts it into a signal that my laptop can understand, right?
I
So
see.
I just plug that in my room, and it's like a very portable solution. And when I'm not using it with my laptop in my room, I take it with me on the go, and I just throw it into a case, and I just take it with me like one of the accessories. So pretty neat stuff. Not everyone will find a use case in it, but I feel like for anyone who's looking for like a good travel dock, definitely recommend a Covert dock.
I mean, as far
Um,
as like the $120 for an external capture card that can do
yeah,
4K 60, I'll have to wait and see how that comes out. But I mean, that
yeah.
could be useful if I ever decide to not use my current incredible setup.
Yeah, no, but Shadowcast, Covert Dock, definitely things in fact, I bought a new one. I bought this Covert Dock too, and I am probably going to gift the old one to a friend of mine who
Hmm.
was like always looking for a good uh, travel dock situation since she travels quite a bit for work.
I mean, this is
Highly recommend it.
this
Yeah.
is particularly cool looking to me as somebody as a fellow content creator. I think you understand.
Oh, yeah.
But
You're always
it's
looking for these new gears. Yeah.
pretty sweet though that it has some pretty cool use cases for others.
Absolutely. Yeah, you can definitely think about what use cases make sense for you. But for me, another thing that I had done is uh what did I do with it that I couldn't do before? I used it to that was it's a really weird use case where I um used it on my Switch to capture something, the shadow cast. I was shadow casting it. Oh, dang it. I don't remember why I was doing. One of these days I'll remember, I'll tell you. But like,
Okay.
yeah, I couldn't use the internal capture card for some reason. And I had to defer to the Shadowcast, and it worked out really well. I'll try to remember why I had to do it. But anyways, moving on to the next set of merch now.
Okay.
Well, boy, if that didn't interest you, if you are a Persona 3 fan and you are part of the PC Master Race, or you're just looking to build your new rig, and you just want some Persona 3 pizzazz, well, Hyde's got you covered. Or Hyde's got you covered with a
Ooh.
new collab with Atlas. So I was at Anime NYC. That was
Yeah.
also one of the reasons why we didn't have a hit point, because I was in New York. Like the weekend after I came back, I was in New York, and
How
they
dare you?
showcased this at the Height booth. So I saw this in person. It looks
Okay.
really good. Yeah. This is the P3R Reload Y60 bundle. So it
Okay.
comes with the case and all. The Y60 is actually a really good case, really good airflow.
Is that like a corner? Like, is it? Oh, is that a? It doesn't have a corner.
No,
Like it's clear plexi, right?
yeah, it's three planes of, I think
Or
Like
just glass?
I don't remember if it's glass or plexi,
Okay, well that's still
but
super
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Um,
But you get to see your entire case interior, basically.
yeah, I
Yeah,
love the look of those where they have the front glass, side glass, and there's like no beam going down the middle that
that's right.
that breaks the.
Yeah,
Yeah, God, that's cool.
yeah. It's a really clean looking case. Yeah. So those count it, right? And the layout inside is actually really good, like really well thought out too. So
Hmm.
I am kind of a PCK snob. So
Hmm.
like I've been building PCs for a long time, so I get a little like judgy. But I
Sure.
think this case is actually very well thought out. Like all the buttons, all the things are right where they should be. Airflow's excellent. A lot of nice configuration, but also like the footprint's actually small enough that it's not like a full tower. It's definitely a good mid tower, right? So,
Yeah.
hey, if you're a P3 fan, check that out. Wall scroll, not necessarily a computer thing, but
Mm,
you want to deco your room, that's fine.
I
Desk
can't.
mats.
I can't help it, man. Like wall scrolls for me, just you know what they remind me of?
Yo.
You know what they remind me of? I
What?
Wall scrolls remind me of the old days of being in high school, going to the arcade and spending way too much money and getting a few tickets and like redeeming them for like these
Oh
really chintzy
God.
wall scrolls, and I'd put them up in
Mm-hmm.
my room, and I would wear bowling shirts with flames on them.
Oh
That's
my, yeah.
that was me in like middle and early high school.
I can't believe wall scroll is still a thing
I know they are.
in
They
2023.
posters would be so much better, man.
But
Just a
moving
poster,
on.
just a poster and a frame would be
Yeah.
so much
Oh, just
better.
yes. Desk pads. Oh,
If
desk
I ended up
mats.
getting that wall scroll, first thing I'd do is I'd cut off the top and bottom and I'd put it in a frame.
I would you do it? Would you do it? You should do it.
Yes, I would
Yes.
totally do. I mean, how much is it?
We can talk about that later. I actually don't
Oh my
remember how
god.
much
Oh,
it is. Yeah.
okay.
No,
Okay.
no, I'm not saying it's bad. I just
Okay.
frankly do not remember. Yeah. Yeah. So 3 different designs of desk mats. So and keycap sets because I'm
Ooh.
excited about these. Yeah,
Okay.
these are
That
pretty
is
pretty nice keycaps. Yeah,
that's
going from like new moon to full moon, and then there's Tartars, and this is the source of trauma for a lot of people.
mm-hmm.
It expands
Yeah.
multiple keycaps because, of course, it does. But the color scheme is quite nice. So if anyone who's interested in
I
building
think
a
to
custom
really
keyboard,
to
wink
really
wink.
capture the immensity of Tartarus, I think we need a much taller keyboard.
Yes. Oh, one of those with
Like
like the extended like
the F row, like the second
keys.
F
Yeah.
row.
Yes.
How about just like, 150 more rows of keys to capture for one for each floor.
One for each floor. Oh God.
Mm.
Anyways, there you go. This is like the full set of stuff, and I actually don't know how
God,
much
I
they
really hope that they
cost.
get rid of some of those
The case is
floors.
229. Keycaps is 275, which is not bad.
Yeah, I guess.
$30 PMA, $20 for the wall scroll. Are you
Mm.
kidding me?
Like I
That's a
said,
that's a
I've
bit much.
I've spent less money on tokens and gotten and gotten wall scrolls for less.
Oh no. But yeah, this I actually really like the keycap set. But I'm not a fan of Persona 3. So I don't need a keyboard to remind me of the trauma. So I don't think I'm gonna do it. But
Yeah.
for anyone who is, in I'll tell
It's
you this.
pretty.
Yeah,
I like the color scheme. Yeah.
yeah. So they make these with Infinity, and Infinity keycaps are kind of hit and miss. I did get a set of keycaps from Infinity in collaboration with Hyde, and that keycap set was actually pretty good. So I can say that much. So if
Okay.
this set is anything like that, then this set is pretty good as well. So
Like
it should be a full set though. Yeah.
I was gonna say, do we know if these are like painted on, or like is the stuff gonna wear off if you type on it?
It's
And
probably dice up, so
Mm,
it won't wear off, but it's also
okay.
not like double shot. So
Okay.
it's
That's
somewhere in between. It's not. I don't think companies really do like printed stuff anymore. Like
you would
because they
hope.
can just do dice up.
Yeah.
So basically, dice up is like having a piece of plastic and then
And
like
you'd like dip it in.
no, not dip it in. They like basically burn like plastic into plastic, if you will. Like so, like
Okay.
it's like a thin layer of plastic that's like of
Melted
like
onto it, basically.
melted onto it. Yeah.
I see.
So yeah, it's not double shot. Double shot is a whole different thing.
Okay.
But this is quite good. With normal use, it shouldn't wear out.
Okay. Well, that's good
Yeah.
at least.
Yeah. So dice up is quite common now. I mean, it's not exactly expensive to do
Yeah.
either. Yeah. So yeah, a nice full set for a full layout. You can do TKL. You can do like 75 whatever percentage, I think. So yeah, that's the P3R stuff, and we've just got one more thing, one more tiny piece of merge, and some of you guys may care. I
Oh
don't
my
know.
god. I
I don't
care.
know.
I I
I don't
I I do care, but I hate that I care.
know. And that is the last piece is Trails in the Sky. SC Estelle Bright figure pre-order is now up, and yes, I did pre-order this.
Oh, I want it. I want it, but I don't want to start collecting. I want it. I don't want a collection, but I want this one. And
Yeah.
but
Sorry,
there's-
guys. Kotobukiya is back for your wallet. As you guys know, and I've said many times, Kotobukiya is making basically a full line at this point of just different characters from
Pretty
the
much.
Trails series. Yeah,
It's so
they've got
good.
Emma. Like, you wonder why they chose Emma over any other waifus
No.
to make. Like,
No,
it's
I do
just-
not
please.
wonder. I know exactly why. It's because the demand is there.
Because the demand is there. Everyone knows Emma is the true waifu, and anyone who says otherwise is wrong. Sorry. But anyways,
Hey,
sorry, not
Sarah
sorry.
would be very disappointed to hear you say that.
Sarah would be very disappointed. So yeah, so here are all like the Trails like figures that they are either have made or will make. So there's like Crow, there's Licia, which I have, Rain Bright, Faye, Emma, Tio, Eltina, Reen, and now
Altina.
Estelle. Altina, yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Estelle's
You haven't
coming.
gotten that far yet.
I haven't gone that far, which is why I didn't get her because I don't care. But I did get Emma because Emma's good. I've seen Emma in action. But Estelle, I picked up in a heartbeat. Yeah. So expect this list to grow. Just like if you are a Trails fan and you gather figures, I'm
Kotobukiya.
sure you have gone here already and gotten a couple.
Kotobukiya is really trying to get my wallet, and I cannot. But man,
These are
some of these are
nice,
just incredible.
man.
I know, but I cannot start. I made a gunpla. Okay, that was my sacrifice to the altar of Trails merchant.
You're gonna say no to this? I ain't going. This is the
God.
pose and everything was so nicely done.
Mhm. It's really nicely
You
done,
know?
for sure.
Yeah.
That little girl is absolutely terrifying, though. So let's
Yeah.
move on, I guess, to our I guess, was there anything else that you wanted to say about that before we move on?
I was
Were you
just trying to
done?
convince you into the figure collecting hobby.
Yeah,
but,
yeah,
you know, we can work on that after.
Moving on.
Moving on.
We have some super chats that have come in, as well as some subscriptions that have come in that I'd like to thank some people for, including Bring Back Fluffy Dogs, who just resubscribed for 17 months to the Super Friends or Chosen Ones. I'm kind of doing a little bit of a rebranding over on Twitch. I'm not sure if it's going to extend to here to YouTube or not. But anyways,
Okay.
Fluffy Dogs, he says, here's to 17 more. Thank you both for all of the good times. Well,
Thank you.
yeah, thank you, Fluffy Dogs. Much appreciated. We also got one here from Still Alive who says, "What's up, guys? You know an RPG that's never been translated is Samurai Showdown RPG. It was on
Oh, yes.
says it was on the Neo Geo CD and Saturn, and there was an attempt at a fan translation, but it was never finished."
I thought that game was also on PlayStation. Was that not the case? I could have sworn that was on PlayStation.
I have no idea.
I mean, it never got translated either ways, but I was just saying, like, I think the game was also on PlayStation. Because I don't have Saturn, but I did play it. So there's the only explanation I can think of is it was on PlayStation at some point, because that was the console that I had during that time.
Well,
Yeah, no, definitely.
that
The
would be a good
Samurai
one.
Showdown.
Because
Yeah.
those characters always look super cool, but I'm not really into fighting games, so
Yeah. It's the Samurai Showdown RPG, which is kind of interesting to think about. Yeah.
So next up, Bring Back Fluffy Dog says, can you please have Sega talk some sense into Capcom, buddy, if I could? If only. Sega, could you imagine if Capcom did something like Sega, just like, oh, here's some 5 dormant IPs that we've just kind of let go for a while. They're back.
Well, I mean, it's not like they haven't tried.
I mean, yeah,
they tried to bring back the original Mega Man.
They did that with a combo pack. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, Capcom. It's not like Capcom isn't doing any of this. Capcom.
No.
They did.
I know. But,
yeah,
I mean,
they did.
But Breath of Fire.
But Breath of Fire.
What more do you need me to say? Breath of Fire needs to make a comeback.
Until such times, nothing counts.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's their RPG.
It's true. It's true.
And as an RPG YouTuber, I am legally obliged to only care about that one thing. Okay?
I respect the focus, though.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Next, we got from world-renowned GeoHound. It says, good evening, guys.
Hello.
YouTube for the... wait. Oh, no, not YouTube. I read it as YT, but no, it's TY. Thank you for the community and channel. Well, thank you for being a part of the community and channel.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, it's great to have you here.
Awesome of you to be here.
And then Fluffy Dogs, I think we brought attention to this when it happened, gifted 20 memberships to people here.
Mad lad.
Absolute mad lad. And would you believe me if I told you that Firefox has been absolutely frozen for the last, this entire time I've been going through these? I tried to scroll down and it's just like, yeah, I'm just not going to respond anymore. So I have to actually close and reopen Firefox and hope that some of those, the things that I just had up still exist.
Oh, geez. Yeah, no, it does that every now and then.
That's the first time that Firefox has frozen for me quite like that. Oh, good news. Good news. Okay, so it did recover everything. So
nice.
So now, see, a little clever bit of stalling. I have finally got us back up and running. Yum Raisin says, for both of you, what are your top 3 waifus?
Games or anime? You gotta specify.
Ooh.
Or all time?
I'm assuming RPGs. Because that's kind of what we're talking about.
Oh, that's fair, yeah.
I mean, it's kind of an RPG channel, so yeah, I'll impose that. So, top 3 waifus from RPGs.
Oh,
okay.
Tough.
I got 3 off the top of my head.
Okay.
I mean, I'm a little bit basic, I guess. Okay, so for Persona 4, oh god, flip a coin between Rise Kujikawa and Yukiko Amagi. Okay.
So you like crazy chicks? Got
yeah. Bring them on. Don't tell my wife I said that.
Mr. Invalid would be so disappointed.
Don't tell my wife
now.
I said that, because she would then know that she is one of the crazy chicks. Okay, Persona 5 is got to be the teacher. What was her name? I thought she was really a good waifu, the teacher lady who had a moonlighting job.
Oh,
Seiko? Was it Seiko? No, that's not right. Seiko was from Corpse Party, so it's not Seiko.
Dang it. I cannot remember her
Kawakami.
name.
Kawakami. There we go. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Okay.
Kawakami.
Right.
I keep calling her Becky, so I cannot remember her actual name.
Ain't nothing wrong with Becky.
Okay. Anyways, yes.
Okay. And then finally, if I had to pick one from the Trails series, because they have a lot. Man, it's hard. Poor choice of words. It's difficult. Let's go
It's
with
difficult.
Sarah Vallenstein. I got a type, I guess, and
Okay.
and it might be informed by a certain Van Halen song, and that's all I'm gonna say. How about you, Baku? What you got? Top 3 waifu.
Jeez, this is extremely difficult.
I know. I mean, you got to go with Hatsune Miku
Oh,
because she's in Project Diva, right?
she's not in any RPG.
Oh.
That's like an actual like. Okay, she is an RPG. She's in what is that game called? She's in dang it, something. Yeah, she okay. Just she was in a 3DS game.
Okay. So
yeah, but she was not exactly like a playable character, nor was she. It's just kind of a collab.
neither was
kind of thing.
Kawakami. I mean, I don't think you
Well,
have to be a.
that's fair.
I'm not adding that as a stipulation.
Yeah, no, it's yeah. It's a weird collab thing. It's not like oh, this is like Hatsune Miku. This is yeah. This is, I don't know. Is this Seventh Dragon? I think it's Seventh Dragon. 2027. I think it's Seventh Dragon 2020. Yeah, that's the game where they had like Miku in there.
Oh.
But anyways, ooh, okay. I mean, there's always 9S.
Okay.
Not have 9S in the game? I mean, in this list, no. Okay, so 9S is in there. Aerith, I'm an Aerith fan. I like
Fair.
I'm a Tifa enjoyer, but I will say that I would prefer Aerith over Tifa any day. Sorry,
Okay.
not sorry.
That's fair. I mean, especially since I would say Final Fantasy VII Remake, I think Aerith really
giving her a lot more.
Gave her a lot more to work with, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like more ways. It gave her an entire extra dimension.
Yeah, she's very pretty.
That dress scene, I mean, come on.
Oh, yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
That dress scene,
heart melting, right?
Killed it. What else would I pick? I haven't played Trails from Zero, so I don't think I should pick anything from there.
I know you gotta hurry up. Noelle Seeker though would have been a solid pick. She's great.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot. Okay. Yeah. No, I don't really have much to go on. Yeah. No. Oh, if we're gonna go P5, then Takemi. Yes.
Oh yeah. Takemi.
Yes. Dr. Legs all day. Just yes.
Okay. Sure. That's cool.
Dr.
All right.
Legs.
Great answer. And thank you, Yum Yum Raisin, for the fun question. Still Alive then also asks, did you guys enjoy Legend of Mana, by the way?
Yeah.
I never played it.
No,
I'm a fake fan.
I didn't like it as much as like Trials of Mana. I mean like the old version, not the new version.
Yeah.
That'd be it'd be wrong of me to compare the new version to that, right? Because that's just they're not on the same playing field. But like the old version, the Super Nintendo version, it was fine. It was different. It was innovative. But I didn't particularly like how they went about the story with the main character. So
Mr. KJ brought up Dragon Quest 11. He's leaning towards Serena, but I'm like, Jade was
DQ11.
Yeah, I liked Jade more, I think. Was that her name? I think it was Jade.
I think it's Jade, yeah.
Yeah. She was good.
The kicking lady.
Yeah. She kicked a lot of butt.
She kicked a lot of butts.
Yeah, but as far as like Legend of Mana, so I never played through it because I tried when I was doing my like playing everything via emulator stage of like middle school, and I had a laptop that ran Windows 98 and it could not properly emulate that title very well at all. It was an old IBM ThinkBook and
just struggling.
It was a struggle bus. And this was
Ooh.
like back before emulation was as solid as it is. And you had to have like all these little plugins just right to work with controllers and graphics and your sound drivers, and everything sucked.
No, no.
Oh man. Oh, so anyways, I never got very far, and I'd like to return to it at some point. Did they ever fix like the fact I'm pretty sure that there was like this whole section of the game as far as like crafting and stuff goes that like just was never like they just never explained how to do it or what it was
Yeah, that's the other thing too. They did too many things, but not many things well. That was the other problem.
okay.
Yeah, there's all these weapons and all these arts, but it's like, yeah, but and then there's crafting, and then it's just it's a bit much. It's a bit much, yeah, and most largely unexplained. So I mean, people figure it out. They put out FAQs. Yeah, that's true. They put out guides and stuff, but I can't judge a game. It's almost like saying like Skyrim's a great game because the community fixed their bugs. Like, no, it's yeah, I judge the game
I
based
feel
on
that.
how the devs like left it, right?
Yeah.
So
I mean that's it's one of the reasons I reviewed Morrowind by playing it on the original Xbox. It wasn't for my
nice.
sanity's sake, but it was to get a baseline experience. And
Yeah.
let's just say there's a good reason I switched to PC for Fallout. So, yeah.
Mhm.
Fun questions, guys. Thank you so much for
Thank you.
throwing those in there and supporting the channel tonight. It has been a pleasure to stream for all of you. I cannot wait for next week when we get to do it all over again.
Yes.
Baku, it's a pleasure having you here.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Great to be here.
It has been so long since I've done a
It's
podcast
been a
that I don't
while.
remember how we're supposed to end this. Is there anything
Final
super-
words? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I guess. Yeah. Any closing thoughts there, Baku?
Happy 2023. Looking forward to all these exciting games in 2024.
Yeah, man. All
And by
right.
excited, I mean scared.
Have a great night, everybody.
Bennett.